Peace upon y'all, mankind. This is Gentle, back again for another reaction. But first things first, how very great are y'all doing? I hope you've been taking care of yourself. Man, tonight, because it's at night where I'm at, we're about to discuss a little bit about infidelity. We're gonna use Family Guy for this one. Alright, without further ado, let's watch this.
Oh, Peter, I'm a little worried about Cleveland. His wife cheated on him.
This is just one of the, wait, did that just happen? Moments in Family Guy. And for me, this is just too extreme to handle. Now, this episode talks about infidelity, but not the way you'd expect. Stick around to see Cleveland, Quagmire, and Loretta's love triangle with a bit of drama and cheating in Family Guy style. Our episode starts off with our favorite family on a yacht, and in weird Family Guy fashion, Brian starts hitting on Meg.
Listen, you're 17 now, right? I was just throwing it out there.
What the dog doing?
Now, this is not related to the subject at all, but it's really foreshadowing about what's to come next. Moments later, Quagmire catches a fish, hurls it in, and it lands between Loretta's breasts. Normally, this wouldn't be such a big deal, but there's two things to keep in mind here. One, Loretta is married to Cleveland, who is also on the boat. Two, this is Quagmire we're talking about. Getting a fish out of her breast shouldn't be such a big deal. Just grab it and give it back, right? Well, Quagmire asks politely if he can have it back, but Loretta's response is a little upsetting.
Oh, you gonna have to reach into the cookie jar.
Quagmire is a bit taken aback.
Well, I can't just, you're my best friend's wife.
But after one more second of thinking, he goes for it, and Loretta seems to be more than okay with it. Seconds later, Cleveland shows up, who seems to be okay with it, which is kinda odd, but alright. It's Family Guy, so there aren't any direct real-life examples set to satirizing here. It's just a situation that has been stretched out to an over-the-top scene for comedic purposes. It does raise a question, however. What boundaries do you set for your partner and your friends in your relationship? As we see here, Cleveland seems to be pretty okay with Quagmire reaching between his wife's breast to grab a fish that got there by accident. He even seems to be just a little hesitant to grab it because of the sensitive spot it landed in. I'm pretty sure everyone in their right minds wouldn't even grab it if it were real life, no matter how insistent Loretta is. It reminds me of my younger days, where I would always be quite frustrated about some typical guys when hanging around them. You know, the type that always has to be touchy-feely with girls around them, the ones that keep all the boys at an arm's length during a conversation, but when they're talking to girls they just have to put their arms around her or touch her leg if they're sitting down. Those guys.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
That's what Quagmire reminds me of. I wouldn't want any of those guys near my wife if I had the choice. Now, this playful nature, as I'll call it, can seem innocent enough, but in the situation of Quagmire and Loretta, it leads to a lot more. After grabbing the fish, Quagmire jokingly suggests,
Well, we'll, have to do this again sometime.
to which Loretta agrees.
You name the time and the place, little Nick.
If Quagmire didn't cross the boundary with grabbing the fish, it would have been crossed with this suggestion to do it again. But when do we speak of infidelity? Now, infidelity doesn't have a one-size-fits-all definition. What one couple would consider cheating might be a healthy part of another couple's relationship.
I mean, it's alright, like...
For example, is an emotional connection with someone without physical intimacy cheating? What about an online relationship? What about interspecies?
What? What the f***?
Every relationship is different, so couples tend to define for themselves what constitutes infidelity in the context of their relationship. In my case, I wouldn't just count physical intimacy cheating. I would also call emotional cheating a deal breaker. When I was 19, I was dating this girl where everything was going well in the relationship. At least that's how I felt about it. At some point, she started getting a bit more distant and secretive, which is when I realized she was talking to another guy on Snapchat. Even though no physical intimacy took place, according to her, it was still the end of the relationship for me. Emotional cheating involves developing a closeness with another person that interferes with your connection to your partner. Instead of focusing this attention on your partner, you're giving that emotional investment to someone outside of your relationship. I didn't feel respected as her partner because she didn't respect my boundaries. These boundaries don't seem to be present between Loretta, Cleveland, and Quagmire, as we see later.
Hey, do you hear that?
What?
Sounds like someone's screaming. It sounds like Loretta is screaming.
Peter and Brian decide to check in on Loretta, but she's not in trouble as they expected though.
Alright, so we've seen the first part about Family Guy where they're on the boat and Quagmire fishing and his fish lands in between the beach, Loretta's cleavage, between two breasts. You feel me? So Buddy said two questions. What are the boundaries you set for your partner? You and your partner set for each other, and what do you consider infidelity? But first thing first, you see the first part, bro. A married woman who who you have your husband right next to you, and you let another man touch your boobs. Like you didn't even want to remove the fish from you. You didn't feel disgusted by having a fish in between your melons or whatever. I don't care how you call the breasts, but you feel me, guys. You didn't. It wasn't annoying. I mean, you wasn't bothered. You weren't bothered by having fish between your two breasts, but you not only that she's in bothered, she's got her friend or like her man's friend putting her hands in between her boobs, bro. That's already disrespect right there. That's already disrespect, huge disrespect. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This I'm calling it a divorce immediately, bro. Man, I'm not even dealing with a chick that is even considering doing that to me, bro. We're not gonna talk about boundaries necessarily or like go in depth, but like this is cheating to me. Like how the hell you gonna let another man touch you for something that's supposed to belong to me only? You understand? And the sad part is the husband is not even bothered. Like bro, looking at it like I'm unimpressed or I don't even care. It ain't even that deep. It ain't even that deep. It's not that deep. You feel me? So this is kind of disturbing. Let's be real, bro. Like your woman touched by another man, and he was joking, saying we should do that again sometimes, and she said sure. Like, bro, shorty, I'm not even going to talk about the fact that her man is on the boat, but like nowadays people have no morals and no self-respect. Okay, so we move on to the next part. We will see what happened there, and yeah, we'll pursue.
Loretta was screaming out of pleasure, so the pair decided to leave quite quickly.
Boy, that was embarrassing, huh? Walking in on Loretta and Cleveland having sex?
Luckily, Brian was quick to notice,
That wasn't Cleveland, it was some white guy.
which we then see was Quagmire. It being Quagmire wasn't known to Peter and Brian yet, but they did notice Loretta was having an affair, which once again raises the question, is it better to tell your friend in this case that his wife is having an affair, or do you refrain from telling him to avoid hurting his feelings? The internet doesn't agree nor disagree with what the right course of action is in this case. Experts advise that your partner has the right to know if you're cheating. In fact, Philippa Perry, a British psychotherapist, highlights this issue by stating that it's your decision whether you want to tell your spouse or not. You should simply do the right thing, even if it means telling your friend or loved one the truth and seeing them get hurt. Thanks, internet, for making it even more vague. Family Guy portrays how more often than not, it's not just about the people involved in the affair that will be affected, but also the people around them. It can break friend groups, families, and people apart, with them taking sides, which I'll be touching on later. Peter tells Brian about doing the right thing,
Oh, we can't tell anyone about this. That is the last thing in the world we want to do.
only to break that promise a couple of moments later.
What a day. We've done everything in the world. So I guess the only thing left to do is tell you that Loretta Brown is having an affair.
Much to the surprise of the others, as well as Quagmire, who has to act surprised.
Oh, God, I'm screwed.
So naturally, he'd want to know.
Yeah, any idea who it was, Peter?
But Quagmire's emotional speech was saved for the next time, as Peter did not confirm any name.
No, we didn't see his face.
Peter sighed with a relaxed sound as Brian further confirmed that.
All we know is it's a skinny white guy with a tattoo on his left butt cheek.
Now Peter, being Peter, isn't exactly the most discreet guy in town. He sees Loretta cheating on Cleveland without realizing it's Quagmire, and instead of carefully considering how to handle the situation, he goes around gossiping about it, like it's juicy neighborhood drama. As if it wasn't enough, he jumped into Cleveland to gossip about his wife's affair.
What?
This is still under debate if Peter did the right thing by telling Cleveland about his wife's affair. But there are two things worth mentioning. One, Peter did not have the proof of cheating. Two, he didn't realize.
Man, real quick, have you seen how bro said what? Bro, I thought you was unimpressed. I thought bro was unimpressed. I thought bro was not bothered at all. Because like, why you say what, bro? You seen buddy stick his fingers between your wife's, melons, and now you be like, what? She cheating on me, dumbass? What the fuck did you expect? In front of you, buddy. I'm pretty sure she could cheat on him, and she still wouldn't be bothered. And bro probably will still, he probably will cry, but she still wouldn't care. I ain't gonna lie.
Even once that it could be Quagmire, Cleveland's best friend. Despite all, Peter showed his true friendship to Cleveland, ignoring the fact that it could affect their bond. I recall an incident when I found one of my friend's wife was cheating on her spouse, but I could not gather the courage to tell my friend, as I didn't have the proof, and the fear that it could break our friendship was also there. But let's appreciate Cleveland here. The way he handled the situation by keeping a calm tone and not banging the head of Peter in rage is truly admiring. Instead, he first politely addressed his wife and didn't accuse her of what he just heard from Peter.
Greta, is it true what they're saying? Were you really having carnal relations with another gentleman?
We should all keep this approach when facing infidelity in any relationship. In fact, research also shows that couples who are struggling with such infidelity cases should openly talk about their extramarital affairs instead of getting to know it from a third person. One expert even suggests that you will feel better if you confess your affairs, as this will free you from the burden of cheating on your spouse behind their back. On the other hand, let's take a moment to admire Loretta's confidence. Instead of lying and resisting her act, she quickly admitted and gave clear reasons why she did it.
I'm a woman, Cleveland. I need some passion in my life. I need a real man, and Lord knows that.
This is another point Family Guy hints at: the importance of having open communication with your partner, even if you're on the wrong side. Loretta's explanation for her affair with Quagmire may come across as shallow, but it taps into a real problem that can exist in many relationships. I have also experienced this firsthand. A friend of mine just broke up just because their relationship was sexless, which put both of them in a feeling of dissatisfaction and depression. Psychological studies have also shown that if two partners are in a committed sexual relationship, a lack of physical intimacy can result in negative emotions, leading to divorce or cheating. Cleveland also admitted this mistake and apologized.
Well, I admit after a long day at work, I don't always come home with that reunity on ice.
The apology seemed to be not working here, as it was Loretta who was supposed to ask for an apology. But as you can see, Cleveland, being an emotionally unaffected person, still wanted to get things right. He didn't know that things had moved far apart and Loretta was not ready to take them back to normal. Instead, she kicked Cleveland out of the room due to his calm behavior and called him pathetic. But Cleveland is not as emotionally low as we might think. Let's be real for a second.
You got kicked out your house after you found out that your bitch cheating. That's crazy, bro. You deserve it, my nigga. You deserve it, my nigga. Like, he tryna put work as a blame, or like he tryna blame the fact that he worked super hard. Bro, what do you do on the days you don't work, my nigga? Because I seen you on the boat. Seeing you on the boat means you relaxing, you chilling. Can't you light up your woman with some passion? Like, bro, it's not work. Trust me. In this case, it's not work. Bro's just a cuck. Bro was a cuck and he got cucked. Cause you don't take care of your woman, bro. You don't touch her. You don't even seem unfazed at everything. And I told y'all guys, it's great to have stoicism. It's great to remain unbothered, unfazed, remain calm, not showing anger, not reacting to situations, but responding. That means analyzing it and giving a reaction proper to it. You understand? Not just feeling, not just expressing what you feel. Anyway, bro, they deserve it. It's true that you need communication. You need communication. And nowadays, these women, bro, a little mistake, bro, they just let their feelings dictate anything. Cause them bitches overly emotional. So they feel a little mistake, man. They love you according to their emotion, according to how they feel. If they don't feel the relationship no more, man, they'll dump you. So be aware of a woman's emotion, bro. You need to understand woman nature. You feel me, boy? So, but bro definitely ain't playing his part right. He ain't playing his part right. Man, how come as a man you don't even try at least to fuck? I don't know how old they is, but like at least, bro, try to do something. People gossiping about your bitch. That's sad, man. That's sad to know. Anyway, let's continue.
When Peter and Brian terribly break the news to him at the Drunken Clam, he seems indifferent at first. But his passivity hides something much deeper. He's just like my younger brother who doesn't know how to express his feelings and take revenge on the ones who hurt him. Now Cleveland, kicked out of the house, is living with Peter's family, with no passion to find out who did it all with his wife or whom she's having an affair with. That's exactly what disturbs Peter and Lois, and being dramatic friends, as you call them, they are on a mission to force Cleveland to take revenge on the guy. For this, the next person they visit was no other than Quagmire, and they think he can definitely help, without realizing that he could be the person who did it all. The doorbell rings as Quagmire is doing some whirring stuff with no pants, and just underwear, that shows his tattoo on the butt.
Oh, sorry, guys. Let me throw something on.
Now this is where the truth comes out. Brian suddenly recognized that tattoo, as they saw it when Loretta was having sex with someone. Peter also identified the tattoo with the blink of an eye.
Holy crap, that's the tattoo!
This is where they found out the real culprit. It was no other than Quagmire, Cleveland's best friend. It was sad and shocking at the same time that Quagmire was the one who damaged the marriage of his best buddy. That's another vital point Family Guy talks about in his classic comedic spin style. At this point, we should not forget the role of friends in maintaining trust with one another. They are the ones who give advice, provide support, and stay true to you through thick and thin. Some people even take this to a harsher tone as they state they will not talk to that friend again if they find out he is the one destroying their marriage. This scene shook my heart, as I recall something that happened in my own life. I had a friend, let's call him James, who I thought was one of my closest buddies. We'd hang out almost every day, go to concerts, grab drinks, just enjoy life, you know? But then, one day, I started noticing things. I shrugged it off at first, thinking, nah, I'm just being paranoid. They're just friends. But one night, I found out through another friend that James had been secretly texting her. The worst part? He knew about all the struggles we were going through as a couple. Instead of supporting me, he used it to get closer to her. It wasn't just about the text. It was the betrayal. Someone you trust, someone you confide in. Turning around and doing something like that, it messes with you. Needless to say, that friendship didn't survive. Just like Cleveland and Quagmire's relationship here. No matter how ashamed Quagmire was of his mistake, the damage was done.
Look, I didn't mean it, you know? I knew it was a mistake.
He even begged Peter not to tell Cleveland as it could destroy their relationship. But Peter, being a true and loyal friend, hurried to Cleveland with the breaking news.
Cleveland, Quagmire's sleeping with your wife!
The news, as intense as it sounds, should send a wave of anger and revenge in Cleveland. But guess what? Cleveland just left with the words,
It's okay.
He was hurt inside, but did not want to express his feelings in front of Peter, Brian, and Lois. But one thing that surprised me was how Cleveland portrayed himself as a chill guy after being betrayed by...
Oh man, you see his reaction? It's okay. Nah bro, real stoic person was okay. Like, you know, I'm digesting what I just heard. Like I'm processing what I just heard. But as a stoic man, I don't let it affect me, even though I don't like that. I do not like that. I do not appreciate that. But like I digest it and move on from that. This guy, you can clearly understand here, you affected, but he's a bitch, and he can't really stand up for himself. He can't. He don't know how to deal with that.
Not only his wife, but his best friend too. That's like fighting cancer without chemo. Even Quagmire realized that he did the wrong thing. In fact, the worst thing he can do. He sleeps with Loretta, Cleveland's wife, his close friend's wife. And that's a big deal. This isn't just some random hookup for Quagmire. This is a direct betrayal of Cleveland's trust. But Cleveland, instead of putting Quagmire on the deathbed, still shows his love and sympathy for his wife.
Better it be Quagmire than someone she could get a disease from.
You see, this is the reason why Loretta was forced to have physical contact with someone else. The lack of passion and manhood from Cleveland made Loretta fulfill her sexual desires from another person, like Quagmire.
This is why your wife left you. You don't have any passion. Sometimes a woman wants to see her man be a man.
Even after being encouraged by Peter and Lois to get fired up, Cleveland chooses to let go rather than lash out. While Family Guy treats these moments with his signature irreverence, Cleveland's decision to walk away from the relationship represents an important and healthier response to betrayal: forgiveness. It was clear that Cleveland still loved Loretta, but he also admitted his lack of passion and sexless behavior. Instead of taking revenge on Quagmire, he chooses to end the marriage and forgive him. He also gives us a message that there are some people with calm personality types who simply don't want payback or want to take revenge. They're not made for it. The same as the type of Cleveland, who prefers to forgive than fight.
It isn't in me to cause harm to anyone, no matter how much someone has harmed me.
No matter how kind-hearted Cleveland is, he could not forgive his wife for breaking the trust in their marriage.
Loretta, what you did was unforgivable. This marriage is over.
Cleveland's decision to walk away from their relationship represents an important and healthier response to betrayal.
Man, at least bro grew some balls in the end. I guess he had to hear that. He needs to be a man. Thank you for Peter's wife. I don't know what's your name, but thank you for telling him. Bro was drowning. I don't know. It wasn't going well for him. Anyway, so since the video is almost over, let me comment and we'll finish with that. Pretty much, you seen. So he uncovered Cleveland, the black man. He uncovered that Quagmire, the big jaw dude, the ugly dude with the big jaws, with the tattoo on the butt cheek, fucked his wife, had relations with his wife, and you know, it's sad, bro. The first person to blame when it comes to infidelity is always your partner. We tend to like hate the other man. As men, we tend to hate the other man. We tend to like wanna kill him, wanna murder him, wanna torture him. But bro, think again. Your woman supposed to be loyal to you, and she goes and gives herself to another person. That should tell you something about, you know, how she is, you know, and you should really be careful when it comes to that. So, but also when you got a friend should always like have your best interest. That means he should, you know, politely decline your woman's advances. But sometimes, yeah, it's your friends that take advantage. Like Buddy said about his own situation. I'm not trying to talk about him. I'm trying to focus on, you know, Family Guy. But still, we can use his example, his anecdote as an example, because like your own friend can take advantage of your mistakes in your relationship to make a move on your girl, and that's tough. You need to be, man, nowadays you need to be careful. You need to vet properly people who you let in your life. That's what I mean. I got few friends, but I don't need many. You want many people, but for what, bro? When you need help, not all of them are available. Plus, you can't even give your secrets to anybody because people gossip. You see picture. I'm not saying all men are gossipers, but most men nowadays are gossipers, and they spread word. You gotta become somebody that can keep secrets, and I am that person, me personally. But you gotta become that person too. You can make an effort to become that person. So basically, what did I say? Your wife is your girlfriend is the prime responsible when it comes to cheating. But when it's the case of your wife or your girlfriend with your best friend or your friend, like this is crazy nowadays. You need to cut off both of them, because your friends, like I said, should supposed to uphold you, uplift you, and maintain you, do things that will, you know, lead you to like a better life, to hold you accountable. You understand? So, bro, choose your friend wisely, choose your partner wisely too. Let's finish this video.
Experts also advise that rather than staying in a marriage where trust has been shattered or letting his pain drive him to violence, one should choose to leave and start fresh. It's a small but meaningful victory for self-respect.
It's a chance for a fresh start.
In real life, the decision to forgive and move on is often one of the hardest parts of dealing with infidelity. When trust is broken, partners have to decide whether to try and rebuild a relationship or end it and seek healing elsewhere. Cleveland's choice to end this marriage demonstrates that sometimes leaving is the healthiest option, especially when the relationship has become toxic. Above all, the episode gives a clear message that infidelity is not just an unfaithful act. It can destroy a person both physically and emotionally. If you have ever encountered infidelity in any relationship, you would do better to talk to your partner and have open communication instead of resisting your filthy act. This is because it's better to seek forgiveness, ask for an apology, and resolve the issue before it gets too intense and damages your life. While Family Guy handles infidelity with humor and exaggeration, it shows us the emotional consequences of cheating, the importance of communication in relationships, and the betrayal felt by friends caught in the middle. On top of that, it underscores how betrayal can manifest quietly, leaving deep scars on those affected. The episode also touches on the need for open dialogue in relationships. Had Loretta and Cleveland communicated their needs and feelings, perhaps the affair could have been avoided. So the next time you find yourself laughing at a Family Guy episode, take a moment to reflect on the deeper truths woven in the humor. Life, after all, is often a complicated blend of comedy and tragedy. Let me know in the comments if you think the same way.
Yeah, so it's over with. So you understand, guys. Like he said, it comes subtly. Like it's so subtle. You don't see that coming necessarily. But you can see the signs if you pay attention, bro. You can see the sign. You can see your partner kind of pulling away from you and like giving their attention to someone else. And pretty much all you have to, and yeah, that's the last part they talk about where he said where he talked about how Cleveland handled the conflict, handled the infidelity. My bad. So you see, that's a stoic move that Cleveland pulled off. My bad. I keep saying Peter. That's a stoic move that Cleveland pulled off right there. Separate from her, like yeah, I don't hate you, but like I'm not dealing with you no more. And I hope he does the same with Quagmire, because I'm not dealing with you either. You know me. It's not like you don't know me. You know I exist. You know what role I play in Shorty's life. Yet you still decided to take advantage of her vulnerability, or like of her giving you easy access. Meanwhile, you knew. I'm not trying to judge, bro. Like most of us, we don't have necessarily self-control. But that's why stoicism once again comes into play. You need to become stoic. So like that, you know how to react in these type of situations that are testing you. Because these are basically tests. Even though this is not necessarily a test, this is kind of a test. Because you're not being tested, but the universe is checking to see what you will do. It's not that the Loretta wanted to test her husband, or like her friend's husband, but like the universe is showing signs on how you can improve, and it's all depending on your reaction. You see, in the beginning, he's semi-stoic. Why am I saying he's semi-stoic? Because he don't show no frustration. He's chill. But like when Quagmire puts his hand in between cleavage, this is something he should have checked out at the very beginning. That's why these women test you, bro. These women test you. They do things and they see how you react. And now they know how they move along with you. Like whether or not they disrespect you, it's you that allows it. You understand? You allow it. Bro, you should have checked that shit from the jump. And next is like, bro, I wanna finish with the way he dealt with the separation. It's not easy to break up from a girl. It's not easy to accept a breakup from a girl you love. But like if they don't want you, or like you see that they are bad for you, you need to go, bro. It's never easy. It will never be easy. It's not pleasant. It's unpleasant, bro. It's hard to process. It's hard to support. But like you need to grow stronger from that, because you will not be happy in the long run. You understand? Even Jesus, I'm always using the Bible when I do things. I mostly follow the Bible. I'm be real with y'all guys. Having sex out of marriage, out of wedlock, is bad. But we do it, even myself. So I'm not gonna be like, hey, judging, even though I should tell you this is bad, what we do. But I'd rather do that than probably touch a man, or like an animal. You feel me? Because this is abominable. This is crazy. Why I'm not fully against touching women, because like when we get married, we got permanent access. You understand? So like, why does marriage gotta allow us to have access to them? You understand? I'm not saying I'm gonna have to go against the Bible. I'm just saying, when you think about it, it makes more sense to touch a woman, even though you're not married. You feel me? Okay. So yeah, boys. From what you can take from that last part is just learn how to become stoic and like end things without fighting. You see, he didn't fight her. He didn't fight the friend. Nah, 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 bro. I move on from your life. And from that, bro, you need to get so better that they regret doing what they did to you, especially the woman. You feel me? You need to improve in all areas so that, she regrets doing what she did. She regrets cheating. She regrets dumping you, or she regrets misbehaving. You understand? So I think I pretty much said everything that needs to be said. If not, bro, let me recap. Check your woman. You need to lead. So you tell her what should be done and what should not be done. What you tolerate and what you won't tolerate. You're the man, you're the leader. You say things. I don't care what the feminist says, bro. You're the one deciding. Next is bro cheated and bro found out about this, bro still calm. Bro, yeah, you can be calm, but at the same time, don't be calm just because you don't know what to do. Like, be calm because you like, okay, I understand what the fuck happened, and I know, and I have to make now the decisions. I have to. The consequences need to be done. There needs to be consequences to that. You feel me? And allow your friendship between your partner and your friends. There needs to be boundaries at that as well. You cannot allow them to like necessarily. I don't want to say be friends, but like necessarily do things without you being informed. Whatever a friend or like what your partner tells your friend, they kind of needs to, I'm not trying to say they kind of need to report, but like they have to tell you. They can't do things behind your back. You feel me? Because that's how it starts. It's subtle. It's subtle. Okay. And the last thing is, yeah, know how to deal with this by moving on and walking away. Walking away and moving on. I mean, don't fight, bro. Don't be like these guys that's gonna kill, that's gonna like kill themselves, that's gonna burn things, that's gonna destroy everything, or even these guys that record and put it online. I don't think that's needed, but yeah, it still opens people's eyes. So yeah, but don't be like these guys who are super pissed about it. Just walk away. Alright, man. So that was Gentleman. Y'all take care. Peace.